juniors. So anybody has an idea, like, why did I use this term juniors? Okay, yeah, as maybe a few of you might have guessed, I gave my ISC board examination this year under that paycheck. So I'm just saying senior to you. So now coming to the formal introduction, I'm Karan Saxena. I study in MBA in Bangalore. I am a co-founder at a startup known as HR, and I'm the technology head at the Google Student Council. Okay, so today, why I'm here is, as you all can see, CodeChef. It's a direct initiative. Direct is a company, and this is an initiative for schools, like CodeChef for schools. So just let you know what exactly this is. So we'll study on. So how many of you know what a code is? Code, C-O-D-E. How many of you know? And like a paid channel, I've also been in your place. I will listen to big presentations. It gets monotonous many times. So I have some goodies, like obviously not the official one. So I explained to my back in the morning. I found some goodies which I will be distributing throughout the event. So it's better if you participate. Okay, so does anybody know what is a code? I want one definition, please. Please come up. Wait, use out of applause, at least he's trying. A small part of the program is called code. Well, that's very well said, but if you try to explain this thing, you can go back many times. To explain this thing to others, so it looks like a very dull definition. Code is a small part of the program, right? So expressing it in a more intuitive way, code basically means logic, maths. It means understanding something, able to express it in the form of logic. That is what a code is. I'll just show you a video explaining this thing. So the second video explains us this very same thing. Let's have a look.
I was 13 when I first got access to a computer. My parents bought me a Macintosh in 1984 when I was 10 years old. I was in 6th grade.
I learned to code in college, freshman year, first semester, intro to computer science.
I wrote a program that played tic-tac-toe.
I think it was pretty humble beginnings. I think the first program I wrote asked things like, what's your favorite color? Or how old are you?
I first learned how to make a green circle and a red square here on the screen.
The first time I actually had something come up and say, hello world, and I made a computer do that. It was just astonishing.
Learning a program can start off as wanting to learn all of computer science or trying to master this discipline or anything like that. It just started off because I wanted to do this one simple thing. I wanted to make something that was fun for myself and my sisters. And I wrote this little program that basically just had a little bit to it. And then when you learned something new, I looked it up either in a book or on the internet and added a little bit to it.
It's really not unlike kind of playing an instrument or something, or playing a sport. It starts out being very intimidating, but you kind of get the hang of it over time.
Coding is something that can be learned, and I know it can be intimidating. A lot of things are intimidating, but what isn't?
A lot of the coding that people do is actually fairly simple. It's more about the process of breaking down problems than sort of coming up with complicated algorithms as people traditionally think about it.
You don't have to be a genius to know how to code. You need to be determined.
Addition, subtraction, that's about it.
You should probably know your multiplication tables.
You don't have to be a genius to code. You have to be a genius to read.
Even if you want to become a race car driver or play baseball, or build a house, all of these things have been turned upside down by software.
What it is, computers are everywhere. You want to work in agriculture? Do you want to work in entertainment? Do you want to work in manufacturing? It's just all over.
Here we are, 2013. We all depend on technology to communicate, to bank, information, and none of us know how to read and write code.
When I was in school, I was in this after-school group called the Whiskers, and when people found out, they laughed at me, all these things. And I'm like, man, I don't care. I think it's cool, and I'm learning a lot, and some of my friends have jobs.
Our policy is literally to hire as many talented engineers as we can find. The whole limit of the system is just that there just aren't enough people who are trained and have these skills today.
To get the very best people, we try to make the office as awesome as possible.
You're a fantastic chef.
Free food,
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
free laundry.
Snacks, even places to play, video games and scooters. There's all these kind of interesting things around the office, places where people can play or relax, or go to think, or play music or be creative.
Whether you're trying to make a lot of money or whether you just want to change the world, computer programming is an incredibly empowering skill to learn.
I think if someone had told me that software is really about humanity, that it's really about helping people by using computer technology, it would have changed my outlook a lot earlier.
To be able to actually come up with an idea and then see it in your hands and then be able to press a button and have it be in millions of people's hands. I think we're the first generation in the world that's really ever had that kind of experience.
Just think that you can start something in your college dorm room and you can have a set of people who haven't built a big company before come together and build something
box. The in-depth thing, how is it done? Okay, fine, we have one. Okay, so let us now break down how binary search works. Let's see it. Okay, I have a question here. So I just found out I have a Twitter sticker. So I'll be giving it I have a Twitter sticker, so I'll be giving it away to a student who will tell me. And like, before explaining the problem, I want the answer for that. Assuming you have n, like in an array you have n elements. Okay. So what is the approximate complexity, or what's the approximate number of steps required to arrive at a conclusion by using binary search? If you have n number of elements in an array, how many number of steps are required to arrive at a conclusion? So whoever gets the answer for that will get a Twitter sticker. That's what. So start. Okay, let's now try to understand and visualize binary search using simple logic and math. Okay, the task here is to find out the number 23. Okay, in minimum number of steps, and assuming that the numbers are in ascending order and are consecutive. Okay, so here we have 10 containers with the numbers starting from 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So these 10 numbers are contained in 10 containers, numbered from 1 to 10. So the first step what we are going to do is to, like, what's the most appropriate thing to do if you have to find number 23 and you are given 10 random boxes in ascending order, and what should be the basic logic, like what you should do so that you can arrive at a conclusion in minimum number of steps. So the first thing you should do is to open the middle box, but obvious. Right? So you open up the middle box, that's 10 by 2, that's the fifth box. So fifth box contains the number 20. And you know, if it's in the numbers are in ascending order, then number 23 must be somewhere after box number 5. Right? So you immediately discard the boxes before box number 5 as well as box number 5. Right? So the boxes after box number 5, okay, we have 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We again number them from 1 to 5. So again, what you are going to do, you open up the middle box, that's 5 by 2, that's rounding down is 2. You open up the second box. So in second box you find the number 22. Okay. Now 22, you know 22 is less than 23. So again, using the same logic which you used before, you open up the boxes on the right side of it and you discard that box as well as the previous box. Okay, so now we have 3 boxes, that's 23, 24, 25. We number them as 1, 2, 3. Again using the same process, opening the middle box, that's 3 by 2, that's first box. So in first box you open it, we find 23. So that's the most logical way to come up with the solution, and the number of steps required is 3. Okay, so now I'm going to generalize it for any number of problems. So anybody has an answer for the question which I asked before explaining? Anybody has an answer for that? Okay, you come up. You start off applause for it, please.
In the worst case, we need log n steps to find the
Log n, that's right, but that's not the worst case complexity, that's an average case complexity, so that's known as big O. So he's right, we get a Twitter sticker, come up please. Clap in front please. Okay, it's not such a big sticker, but anyways, I got stuff like this. Found it, you were shopping in the morning, I found it between my books, so I thought I would just give it away today. Okay. So I have one more Mozilla sticker with me, and the question for this sticker goes like this. My input will range from 1 to 10 power 9. Remember the constraints. My input will range from 1 to 10 power 9. You have to write a program to count, to display the factors of the number. The number which I will give can range anywhere between 1 to 10 power 9. You have to print the factors of it. That's all. But since I'm asking this question on stage and you'll be replying here, so it's obviously you cannot use just brute force. Right? You just cannot check from all the numbers from 1 to 10 power 9. So anybody coming up with a better solution will get that. Okay, so explaining it, generalizing the binary search for n number of steps for n boxes. So in summary, for this question, we first had n boxes and had to find a particular number. After each step, we discarded approximately, because we rounded up and down sometimes, half the number of boxes, thus reducing the extra useless options. The total steps required to arrive at a conclusion is 3, if we are given at 10 boxes. So in the general form, it's the general form of the same concept known as binary search. I have already told that. So generalizing it, for a given number of boxes, let's say x, we reduce the number of boxes to x by 2 after each step. Okay, now assuming the number of steps to be p. Okay, so it's pretty clear that since we are reducing the number of boxes into half at each step and the number of steps is p, so logically 2 raised to the power p will give us the original input, that's x. Okay, so the complexity of the task is log x to the base 2, and as you pointed out, it's a log x, correct? Because the base 2 is a constant, log x to the base 2. You can obviously convert it and you will have a constant. Okay, so constant does not count in complexity. And what is complexity? Basically, in very simple layman terms, complexity refers to the growth in the number of steps as the input size increases. So if you have 10, so you have log 10 to the base 2, approximately 3 something. Okay, so as you increase the number of boxes originally, the number of steps will increase. Okay, so the next thing is, okay, so now that we know what coding and all is and we have had hands on it with, now the basic problem is while we have developed the idea, you should start reality tells us something else. Okay, there is a reason for us to be happy, but we should also be cautious. In spite of the vast amount of intellectual talent available in the country, our performance has not been top-notch if competitive programming is anything to go by. Okay, global competitive programming is mostly centered around the ACM ICPC. ACM stands for American Computing Machinery, ICPC Intercollegiate Programming Contest, which is considered to be the Olympics of all programming across colleges. Students from all over the globe participate and strive hard to perform well in ACM ICPC. The highest rank of a team in ICPC has been 18, which was achieved last year. And if I'm not wrong, that was particularly Hyderabad. I'm not sure of it. Okay. So what's the solution to this thing? So the solution is to start early, as soon as possible. So how? The answer is like your school students. So it's IOI, that's International Olympiad for Informatics. So that's for school students, and for class 12 students this year. IOI is scheduled in November something. By next year you can go for ACM ICPC. So just make sure of that. So what is IOI basically? I explained IOI just now. ACM ICPC I might take up later, not now. Okay, so IOI starts with Zonal Informatics Olympiad and Zonal Cyber Olympiad. Both of these Olympiads are scheduled, like one is 23rd November and second one is 30th November. Both are equal. The difference is ZIO is a pen and paper test and ZCO is an online test. Okay, the registrations will begin in 10-20 days. So I just inform you. I just inform what it's like this. And then in ZIO, 250 students are selected approximately out of 6,000 will select. So that's a pretty good ratio. In ZCO, we have 50 out of 600. So that's a better ratio actually. And out of these 300 combined students who qualify for it, they go for INOI, that's Indian National Olympiad in Informatics, which is going to be held on 18 Jan 2014. So out of 300 students participating in it, we select approximately 25 to 30 of them. Okay, so these 30 students go on a training camp which is held in June or July. So that's an exceptional training camp, usually it's held in Iran or something. And the mentors which you have are basically all the past world finalists of ACM ICPC as well as IOI champions from India, from different countries, all of them. Okay, and after this training camp, the last day of this training camp will last for about 10-20 days. Last year it went over for 10 days. Previously it used to be for 20 days. So for 20 days, at the end of 20 days, you are given up with a test, and 4 students are selected out of them, and they go for IOI, that's International Olympiad in Informatics. Okay, so describing it more, IOI is held at an international location. Okay, a total of 300 students students from 75 countries, 4 from each, participated in it. Out of these 300, 150 are assured of getting a medal. That's 75 bronze, 50 silver, and 25 gold are distributed in IOI. Okay, so past performance of many Indians have not been up to the mark. We have never got gold in IOI so far. We have been participating in the past 11 years, but none of us, like, nobody has been able to crack an IOI, gold in IOI. Okay. So why, like, you should do it? Okay, why you should sit for all these Olympiads and all these things? So 3 colleges in India, namely CMI, that's Chennai Mathematical Institute, IIIT Hyderabad, and IIIT Delhi, provide admission purely on the basis of this Olympiad performance. Okay, so if you are qualified for this thing, maybe class 10, 11, 12, whatever, you can be sure that you will get an admission to one of these colleges. And by doing all these Olympiads, you actually build up the logic, and by coding and all, not many of us must be aware, Facebook runs a 24/7 coding contest, and anybody can participate in it, and those who solve the problem are directly contacted for a Facebook interview for hiring. So just assume if you are class 9 or 10 and you solve the problem, you get a phone interview with Facebook guys for hiring, and just imagine you get a job. Right? This thing, and there are many other plethora of options going on. There's Facebook Hackathon happening in Jan every year. I myself qualified for the prelims of Facebook Hackathon while I was class 11. And next you have the Google Code Jam, which goes on in July something, so you can participate in it. There's another platform we know as Top Coder, which, like, obviously these things, like, you start coding on Top Coder. So all these big companies have bots crawling around. So they just track your performance, and if they find it satisfactory, they'll call you for an interview. So you don't even have to do anything. You just have to practice coding. And if they find your performance satisfactory, your graph satisfactory, they'll call you on. Okay, so that's for IOI. And to promote the coding culture in the country, here comes Go for Gold for Schools by Direct. I guess many of you must be thinking, like, why are we doing this? So the answer for it, it's completely non-profit, and why are we doing it is because coding is fun. That's it. Right, so what do you win? So a laptop worth 65,000 rupees for anybody who wins silver at IOI. The prestigious Gold for Gold Cup on behalf of the school is won by every student who wins a gold, bronze, or a gold or a silver. A cash prize, which is given only to the guy who wins gold, is calculated by using the golden rule. And to top it all, if you win a gold at IOI, so you get guaranteed offer employment at direct. Okay, so there's nothing to read between the lines. Whatever it is, it's in black and white. So how much is the price? The cash price for any year is computed as follows: 1.61803 is known as the golden ratio. So go for gold actually. So the price is calculated using this formula, and n is the number of years for which the price has remained unclaimed. So the current value of n is 1 because we have started this initiative this year only. 1.61803 is the first 6 digits of the golden ratio. Okay. So each year the price is unclaimed, it increases further. The table below shows how this price would go if it were unclaimed for next 4 years. So after next 4 years, you will approximately win a cash prize of approximately 1,11,70,000 or something. It's not clear. Okay, let me see. Yeah, it's 11,70,890 rupees. But don't wait for next 4 years, you all must pass out until you're planning to skip some few classes. Okay, so some past examples of guys who actually have made it through. So we have Nikhil from the school, Lucknow only, who went into IOI finals only in 2012 and also in 2013. He won bronze in 2013. Next, we had Anshuman Singh. He was from Siemens Aliman branch. He passed out in 2006. And he went up to ACM ICBC World Finals twice in 2009 and 2010. And he now works for Facebook. So these are 2 examples like you all can look up to. And the most common question: how should I start? Like there is a lot of intellect we have in our country, but many students are left like, how should we start coding? How should we start? So the answer to it, we found out a solution. Lunchtime. Lunchtime is an online coding contest specifically designed for class 8 to 12 students. The website is CodeChef.com. We used to host 2 contests every month. That was the long and the short. But that was designed for college students basically. So this time, those questions were not easily solvable by college school students. So we came up with an idea. We are doing lunchtime. So CodeChef Junior Programming Series is known as. So lunchtime is a 3-hour duration programming contest specifically designed for school students and beginners. So it is held on the last Sunday of every month. It's a 3-hour coding contest. So you won't be wasting much time. And there are prizes. There are on a worldwide scale there are prizes as well as Indian prizes. And one thing from my side, I myself will be tracking on the performance of you all. If you all are going to do coding on it, and if I get a nice response, I myself will sponsor prizes specifically for this school. Okay. At least I deserve a clap, right? Okay, so any queries, feel free to contact me at fb.com/Saxena. My email ID is mrksaxena@gmail.com. You can note down my number. And alternatively, you can contact Karan for any clarifications again. Also, depending on the response of this activity, we'll be creating a Facebook group for discussion and updates, so you all will know about it. And I'm available in the computer lab for the next 1 hour or so. For any discussion clarifications, you can come there, have a word with me or something. And you can also create a CodeChef account there only, and maybe we can solve a problem or two. Maybe you can ask some questions or something. And everybody is welcome. I'll be giving out the solution for that problem there only. If anybody is interested, you can come up. So next is remember, always remember, this is only specific for boys. Coding is just like talking to an unknown girl. Once you have talked to her with guts, the next time you'll never be afraid. So keep coding, and that's it. You should start coding. All the best. Thanks.